name is Tyra, and I am a blonde. Nice to see all of you out there. I just figured out I didn't hit the go live stream.
Oh
So,
no.
pardon me while I die of embarrassment. So, everything that we just talked about, we didn't talk about it because Tyra is not smart. Boo, thanks for covering my butt for me. I appreciate you and Cause so much.
No,
Um,
we have
there,
done that before. We've
oh,
recorded half of an episode and not been recording. So,
oh, that's my favorite thing to do. So I have a mug from a previous Dragon Con, and it says, "Don't forget to hit record." Unfortunately, it doesn't say, "Don't forget to hit go live." I thought it
no,
was in. Oh,
oh, that is the worst. And there's been a couple times where, we recorded and we usually record for like, maybe 5 minutes at a time and then we'll kind of stop and reassess, read our notes and go from there. And some of our best sessions, I felt like, where we just got such a good rhythm going and we talked for 20 minutes straight and it felt like the best recording we'd ever done and didn't record any of it.
I have no idea how that feels at all, except for tonight. So we're just going to start over just a little bit. Welcome to Be Awesome Together. My name is Tyra, and I have Nick and Bri with me from the Apocalypse Must Be podcasted. And we've been having this lovely conversation that none of you were hearing. Good times. Because somebody forgot to hit the go live button. Did I mention that I just took over having to do that part of the podcast about 2 months ago, and I'm still forgetting the easy things. So I apologize that now we're going to have to talk about some of that stuff again. But you know what we did? We solved the mic problem. So that was great. So our time was not wasted. So I'm going to jump into Shelf Watch again and just let you guys know I'm watercolor painting. Stay tuned for more. And Bri is getting ready for Dragon Con and all of her cosplays and all the stuff is with it. And Nick is currently in the job market. So if you know about logistics jobs and customer support, am I remembering correctly?
Customer success manager roles.
Customer success management roles. Actually, we should talk after this. Don't let me forget.
Okay.
And so those are what's on our shelves. And now we're going to go back to everything we've already talked about. And it'll be fine because, as Boo says, honestly, it's totally okay. We're human and we've all done it. Yes. One time I forgot to go live on YouTube. So, at least I got both channels going live.
Huzzah.
And as she said, this is what we depend on friends and producers for to go and check streams. And usually, like when Charles was doing this, I would go run and check the screen, and I didn't. So anyway, I'm so glad you're here, and we're going to talk about your podcast. And so now I've got to remember what we were talking about so we can start that again. So, where did you get the inspiration for your podcast?
Actually from Dragon Con, and that's really why I thought we would be good, guests for you guys to build up the hype heading towards Dragon Con. Is our podcast would not exist without Dragon Con. But last year we were dressed up as Donut and Carl. It was a very last minute thrown together costume for us. My Mongo is not an Allosaurus. It is a T-Rex, and I am sticking with it because I've bonded with that one, and that's what I could find at Goodwill 2 days before con.
You found it at Goodwill?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so cute. Definitely come find me at con and ask to see it. But
Oh, too bad you don't have them.
I know. We don't have our Mongo or our Samantha right now. We have two Samanthas actually. But so while we were going around the con talking to people, we were running into all these other Carls and all these other donuts, and way more than we were anticipating. And they kept telling us, "Well, I've listened to the books 5 times, and I'm starting again." And we were finally like, "Would you like to listen to some enhanced content about Dungeon Crawler Carl and not just listen to the books on repeat?" Like, sounds like you could use a podcast.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
suddenly you had a podcast.
Basically, yeah. We were at the beach the next week and we just kept talking about it more and more. And we were like, are we going to actually start a podcast? Are we actually going to do this? And we, uh, yeah, ended up landing on yes. And we went back and forth on names a little bit. The first name we landed on was actually taken. Uh,
Oh, Well,
which is Hello Crawlers.
The obvious choice.
hmm
it's
So
obvious.
second best choice, The Apocalypse Will Be podcasted.
I actually like it better because it's very clear and it's like, this is what it is. Come listen,
Right.
listen to us. And you guys are only audio, right?
Yes.
Correct. Yeah. We are not very scripted. We have a rough outline that we go through,
Yep.
and we do a lot of deep thinking while we are recording. And I can't deep think and be cute at the same time.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that. I'm going to get a sign that says deep think cute /mark.
hmm It would be, especially on the editing side, I think it would be a lot more difficult if we had the video component on top of it, because there's already a lot of cuts that we have to do. And so I think if it was in a video format, I think it would be hard to watch.
Yeah. If you're doing lots
hmm
of editing. Or you could be me and slice off the end in the beginning and be done with it because I'm that girl. It drives people crazy. But let's see. So you came up with a name and then you talked about artwork. And I love your artwork. I think it's awesome. But you guys went through a process to make sure that it was okay.
Yeah, so I mean, we wanted to have the logo for our podcast be in the same art style as the cover art for the paperbacks, or also what you would see when you're listening to it on Audible. But I didn't want to rip off anybody's artwork, so I first messaged Matt on Instagram. He did not respond to me. So I looked up the artist who actually does the artwork, the cover art. His name is Luciano Flitas. And
And
I reached out to him on Instagram and asked if he would be okay with me having an artist emulate his art style. And he checked with Matt actually, and he said he was okay with it. He checked with Matt. Matt said he was okay with it as well. And so I found an artist and went through the whole revision process with him to get it made.
Our
uh,
logo still gets called AI swap sometimes.
hmm
I love it because you hired an actual person
hmm
to do it, which I think is just super important.
It
And I
is.
love it. I think it's an adorable cover. So
Thank you. And I mean, it's really important it was important to us for it to not be AI, made with AI, because neither of us can draw or anything close to that. And also, anyone who's familiar with Dungeon Crawler Carl and Matt Denneman he is pretty opposed to AI. And specifically, like, he allows fans to create artwork and sell their own merch that they make, with the caveat that you cannot use AI to make that art or whatever it is that you're selling.
that's awesome. And if you've read Dungeon Crawler Carl, you will absolutely get that AI is not his thing. I think we could safely say. So
hmm
you came up with a name, you got your cover art, and you decided to be audio only. And then you had to go find a program to do editing it, and you found a great one, I think.
hmm So I forget the first one that we tried, but it was pretty basic, rudimentary, free, and tried it out for our first like pilot episode, and it was just not very user friendly and seemed like a lot of work. So I did a little bit more research to try and find something else, and ended up finding Descript. And Descript is very easy to use. The best feature of it, in my opinion, is as you're recording, as soon as you stop that recording, it automatically transcribes everything you said, and it's like a Word document, so you can edit it just like you're writing a document. Um, so it's very, very easy to use. I watched like a 10-minute video on YouTube on how to use it, tips and tricks, and that was enough to get us going. And I mean, honestly, what I learned in that 10-minute video, I don't know much more than that now, and that's how we do all of our editing. And Bri and I tag team it now.
Oh,
Uh,
good. So both of you
mhm,
use it.
mhm,
So, Brie, how have you
yeah,
found it?
Pretty easy. I know it drives Nikki a little bit crazy, but once again, we are very different people. Where when I'm editing it, I mostly go by reading the transcript, and I don't listen to it as much, and that works well for me. So basically, I do like a first pass, and then I hand it over to Nikki for a second pass.
Mm-hmm.
I've just had a glitch, so hang on just a second.
Are we not actually live?
No, we're actually live. It was a different kind of glitch. I have so many glitches, it's not even funny. I'm not great at audio editing, and Descript is one of the ones I've looked at. And I think what Earth Station Boo said, this is why we are only audio for Earth Station Boo, because she's teaching video editing first. I'm trying to learn video editing as well, and it scares the bejeebers out of me. So there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I know this is funny because I'm running a live stream and been doing it for a couple of years now, but I hate being on camera. Just so we put that out there. It's a whole nother process to be
Mm-hmm.
ready. So,
Mm-hmm.
But I would say that like we cut entire sections sometimes because we are a Rabbit Trails podcast. Like if you're not looking for weird digressions, like don't listen to us because that's just who we are as people.
Mm-hmm.
But some of them get too weird, and we do cut entire sections sometimes.
Yeah.
Or too
So-
dark.
so
Or too-
okay.
yeah, sometimes a little too dark. And we are an explicit podcast, but sometimes we're like, okay, maybe that's a little
That was
too.
over a line.
Maybe that was a lot. Well, if you ever start a Patreon, I hope you kept all that stuff because that could be your after dark Patreon specials. Just saying.
No, we would have an insane Patreon. I've thought about that before.
I mean, if people just got the raw recording with no edits, gosh.
Would they be questioning you is what I'm saying? Would you
I mean,
be
I
on a
don't think
watch
we'd-
list?
I don't think we'd be canceled, but we might be on a watch list. Yeah.
I mean, I would just say that the Dungeon Crawler Carl material is dark, and we try to keep it lighter for the podcast, but sometimes material takes us places.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. I mean, because it's pretty. It's deep. It's a lot. Like there's a surface level that you can go with Dungeon Crawler Carl, and then there's a deeper level that is much
Mm-hmm.
more. I think is the word I'm going to use.
It can be very dark and very deep, and Matt is a horror writer at his core.
Yeah.
And so you have the, heart-wrenching aspect of it. It can be very dark. And then also just on a surface level, it can be very vulgar where, any quote from Quasar, for example, a lot of platforms you wouldn't be able to say anything that Quasar says on. So,
Oh yes. And we actually are for the digital media track. Joe Ard, who is the second in command, kind of over there. He's a Dungeon Crawler Carl reader as well, and he created something called Quasar. In our Discord where we can go in and type commands, and occasionally it does what it's supposed to. It actually is pretty awesome. So shout out to Joe there. Also for Earth Station Boo, as a horror podcast, I get this. Where is the line? Because
mhm.
I would definitely say that Dungeon Crawler Carl has some horror. It's graphic, people. It's very graphic.
Well, and I will say that we have drawn some criticism because we did not start with book 1. We started with book 7, which was the most current book at the time that we started recording. We thought it was going to be longer before book 8 came out.
Mhm.
So we thought we could get like pretty significantly into book 7 before book 8 came out. And then we were like, what do we do when the book 8 release date came out? And we switched over to 8.
And we were maybe 15 to 20 chapters into book 7 when we switched over to book 8,
Oh,
which is
okay.
only about less than a third of the way through.
Yeah, the number of chapters is obscene, everybody. Just in case you haven't picked up, like in the 70s and 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We've done the math. It's been very important to us that we do one chapter per episode, and that's kind of the format we decided on, and we've really stuck to that so far. And we did the math, and at the current rate that we're going, we have about 17 years of content between all the books. So,
That's a lot.
at least we know we can do this for a long time.
You've got
Yeah, but
material.
we wanted to start at where it was interesting for us and where we felt like we had a lot to say and we could give a lot of commentary, Whereas, the first couple of books are a bit more straightforward. But a minute ago we were talking about things being dark. Book 6 is really dark, and I think that it'll definitely be a lot of challenges with where's that line between being too dark when we're talking about book 6.
Hmm.
Is that true? So that's kind of why you decided to start in book 7 instead of starting at book 1?
Yeah, we just didn't think that we had a lot of commentary to add to book 1, whereas we had a lot to say about book 7.
Right.
Gotcha. So are you gonna? So what's the plan now? Are you guys gonna finish book 8 and then go back to book 7 if book 9 hasn't already arrived on our shelves? Which please let
We,
that happen.
we think book 9 is going to arrive before we finish book 8. So.
Yeah, because we're on chapter 4. Chapter 4
Oh,
will be our next episode coming out in next weekend. And so book 8 is about 80 something chapters, 90, I think it's 95 chapters.
it's huge.
So that means that Matt, that's about 2 years. It's a long time. That's many, many weeks from now. That's that's almost 2 years from now. So Matt should definitely have book 9 out within the next 100 months.
We can hope so. Otherwise, we may have to go chat with them.
Yeah, I would say that if you're not on Matt's Patreon, you do get chapter drops as he writes them.
Oh,
So we got some chapter drops last night from book 9.
oh,
It is hard having a podcast because we can't talk about that at all. And like people asked us, well, if you've already read book 8 before it came out, what does the release date mean to you? And we were like, it means we can finally stop trying to dance around what happens at book 8 because we are not doing a very good job of it.
Yeah. You are not allowed to, on public forums, talk about content on Matt's Patreon.
that's awesome.
We try to honor that on our podcast as well, but sometimes it's really hard, and like sometimes we like have to like hit pause and just like kind of sit there and hit something and being like, I want to talk about this now, but we can't.
Yeah. Or we have to stop and think, like, is what I'm about to say actually something from Patreon?
Yeah, that would be my problem. I would
Mhm.
mess that up in a heartbeat. So kudos to
Yeah.
you for not messing that up and being very secure about that. So was there,
Mhm.
why did you I guess you decided to jump from 7 to 8 because you knew it was going to take forever to get to 8 the way so how often
Mhm.
does your podcast come out? I didn't even ask that question.
Every 2 weeks. We started out
Okay,
with
that's good.
weekly, but we were not able to sustain that.
Yeah.
That was too
It's
much
hard.
for us.
Yeah. Yeah, it got overwhelming to do weekly. So yeah, we're bi-weekly now, which is a lot more manageable.
Yeah, biweekly is so much more, I think doable is a good word to use.
Mhm.
And it's okay. I mean, Be Awesome Together used to be weekly. Charles and I then went to every other first and third is what we do. And then I'm
Mhm.
trying to do it every week for August, and we'll see how it goes and if I'm able to actually keep up. Because that really is the problem, is because I don't know if you know about this, but life happens.
Mhm.
And so sometimes life is lifing and there's just not enough time. And so I think you're
Yeah.
wise to track that back and do it every other week.
Mhm. And to be more specific, we're every other Sunday.
Oh, every other Sunday. So what do you guys use for hosting? Are you using Spotify or something else?
So we use RSS as our podcast host, and then that pushes it out to everywhere. So we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on YouTube, we're on iHeartRadio, all of the smaller podcast platforms. We're anywhere you listen to podcasts.
So it goes, how have you, so I looked at rss.com because I'm trying to find a new podcast. What's the word? Host. Tyra's got issues tonight. So I've been looking for a new podcast host. How have you found RSS? I think it's rss.com.
Hmm. I like it a lot. It's once you get set up, what was really nice with setting up initially is you don't actually have to go to all of the individual podcast platforms. A lot of them, they build it into RSS where it will set you up on that platform
Hmm.
automatically. So you don't have to go and register with 17 different platforms and then feed all of them back into RSS. It
Oh,
just
nice.
sets that up basically automatically, except for like Apple Podcasts and Spotify and one other, where you have to actually go through their manual process because they have a like more thorough vetting process, I guess.
Yeah,
Um,
Apple Podcast is it's a
yeah,
chore, but it's an important chore.
yes, which is 40% of our listeners.
Oh, that's
Um,
good to know.
it gives you metrics as well, so you can see your total listener count, how many listeners you're getting per day, what time of day people are listening, where people are listening from, like what region of the world, what platforms people are using, what devices people are using. So you get a lot of like I think valuable information. The only thing that it doesn't do very well is it doesn't pull in reviews from the
Okay.
different platforms. So you still have to go and check like your different platforms to see what kind of comments and ratings people are leaving. Um,
I think that's true in
and
most of them, actually, to be
probably,
honest. Yeah.
yeah.
I will
And
say
it
this.
does also, sorry,
No, no,
it
go
also
ahead.
has a
This is the stuff we had to do.
yes, it has a transcribing feature as well. So the
Ah,
transcript from Descript doesn't have the proper timelines in it, but once I upload it to RSS, it will transcribe it, so it will have the transcript for when it's published to the podcast platforms.
well, that's very happy for it. Most of them will send it out, but sometimes it's easier than others, and you can actually transfer from one platform to another. So I'm on Podbean, but
Mhm.
RSS.com is much cheaper. I just want to say that
Okay.
they have a better free program than anyone I've seen, to be honest. And the $15 a month billed annually at 25% off is by far the most economical one
Mhm.
that I've seen. So,
And the only reason I upgraded from the free version was to get that transcribing feature.
oh, okay. Yeah. So that would be why I would too. And
Mhm.
Vintner says the pet peeve with descriptives, there's no timestamp.
Mhm.
So I will. Do you drop your podcast over on YouTube?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. So you can get a transcript from YouTube that will have the timestamps on it.
Oh, cool.
So it's a pain. I can like when the moon is full and it's shining just right through my window, I can remember how to download it correctly.
Mhm.
Otherwise, I just have to cut and paste
Yeah.
it.
Well,
But it comes
and
with all the timestamps.
also something that's really cool about the script is that I'm working on a book, and you can just talk into the script, and it'll give you a transcript, and then you can take that and start editing. So if you're not someone who wants to like type write a book, like if you are coming at it from a more like narrative perspective, like I am, like it's great for
Okay, so now let's chat. You're a writer. Let's talk. What are you writing?
that. Aspiring writer.
That's okay.
I
You're a writer. Let's remember Yoda. Do not try do.
Yes.
So basically, and Nikki said that when he heard that like my brain works like this, that like he had a little bit of like an internal implosion that like this was possible for someone. But basically, I have a story that I tell myself to make myself go to sleep every night, and I'm trying to make it into an actual book that other people can read and see if they like
I love that. I
Mhm.
have to listen to sleep stories every night to go to sleep. Thanks, Mom,
it.
for
Yeah.
reading to me as a child. So, what kind of genre, or does it fit as now? Ben, if Ben Meeks was here, he would say you only get one genre, but I don't believe that. So, don't tell Ben though. So, what's it
um,
kind of fit into?
it's about women pirates.
Ah, I
Aren't
love it
they in a
already.
specific atmosphere? No. Oh, I was thinking of something else. There's a story I heard about recently that was lesbian space pirates, but
No, not me.
your pirates are not in space.
No, my pirates are not in space. They're in the ocean.
Well, Vintner and I are on. We're on board. You said pirates. That's all that really matters. My husband was wearing a pirate outfit when I met him. So, yes, arg. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm really a historical fantasy, historical fiction type of person. That is primarily what I read. Dungeon Crawler Carl is a bit of a departure personally.
Oh, so it's definitely a departure for you. So,
Mhm.
so Nick, what kind of books do you usually read?
So I have an interesting history with reading. Excuse me.
I love that.
As in, I basically didn't read books for
That's
the
okay.
majority of my life. I actually didn't learn how to read until I was about 7, and so I never really developed a love of reading when I was younger. I read a
Yeah.
handful of books like for school, and I struggled through them. I tried reading a few books, through my teen years and like young adulthood. I'd get like halfway through and then drop it and never pick it up again.
Right.
And then audiobooks is what got me into reading in the last several years. And, I started doing that while I was driving. And I had a job where I was driving all over Georgia
Oh
for meeting
my.
with clients all over the state. And at first I was just like listening to music. And eventually I got tired of just listening to music for hours a day. And so, yeah, I got into audiobooks and I listened to some Stephen King. The Stand was one of the first books that I did, actually, which, gosh, that's a long book. And so I like, mm, yeah, I guess sci fi mostly is what I've
Okay.
listened to. Um, I can't remember literally any other book that I've read in the last several years at the moment, which is how I am. Ask me a question. Hey, have you ever done anything interesting in your life? Nope.
Nope.
Nope. I've never done anything ever.
No idea.
I,
Well,
I
usually I tug on Nikki's sleeve and I'm like, hey, I think you'll really like this book. This is a good one. I think you will enjoy it. Although there's a couple of books I've wanted him to read that he's just been like, Bri, I don't know why you're recommending that to me. That sounds awful. It
I
happens sometimes.
I did the Mistborn Chronicles, was what I did before Dungeon Crawler Carl. That was my most recent listen.
That's a good one to read. So, I mean,
Mhm.
or is Michael from, he's the gentleman who took over Reading Rainbow, who I absolutely adore. And I will find his social and share it with everybody because everybody should be following Michael. He's wonderful. But he's like, audiobooks are books, period. And I'm very firm on that as well. So you're going to sit and think while I ask Bri this question first. What's your favorite book or audiobook?
My favorite book besides Dungeon Crawler Carl would either have to be the Shadow and Bone trilogy, which I
Ooh,
love. Which a little bit of a recommendation for that. Don't read those in order. So basically, the recommended reading order for those is read 4 and 5, and then read books 1 through 3, and then books 6 and 7. And
okay.
they're fantastic.
I wrote
Agreed.
that down because it's on my to be read list. So start with
And
4 and 5.
yeah, and I also have a Hunger Games tattoo.
Very cool.
Hmm.
I have a Disney tattoo. So there we go. So Nick, did I give you enough time to think of one you want to share as your one of your favorites?
Yeah. So aside from Dungeon Crawler Carl being number one, and if I had to give you my favorite, it would be This Inevitable Ruin, Faction Wars.
Oh yeah,
But my,
no.
my my favorite book, which is actually kind of what got me into Dungeon Crawler Carl, is After the Revolution by Robert Evans, who does the Behind the Bastards podcast. It is a sci-fi. What do you call it when it's like a bad type of future? Dystopian future sci-fi book. Basically, after Civil War breaks out in America in like 30 years from now. But it's a very ridiculous, over-the-top, violent, profane book. And I was trying to find something else similar to that, and I was talking to my friend about it, and he was like, "Oh, you should check out these books, Dungeon Crawler Carl." And I did, and now he is like, "I don't know what I have done."
Which I love I love Robert Evans, who wrote After the Revolution. He does the podcast Behind the Bastards, and I have listened to hundreds of hours of Behind the Bastards. I can't even tell you how much I've listened to. Um, I actually hated that book. That was too much for me, and I wasn't able to finish it. So when Nikki was like, "Oh, I'm listening to these other series, Dungeon Crawler Carl, that's like After the Revolution," I was like, okay, I'm
Like,
probably gonna skip out on that one. But like then we were in the car and we were listening to it, and like I just kept getting in the car and like listening to certain points, and finally I was like, Okay, like I'm gonna do this." And Nikki is an audiobook reader, and I read with my eyes, and I always try to say like either I read with my eyes, Nikki reads with his ears. because I do think that they're the same and they should be treated as the same. But
100%.
Nikki was on book 2 when I started Dungeon Crawler Carl, and he was on book 4 when I finished.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
Yep. Now, I was only listening when I was in the car,
Yeah.
so maybe an
Until you
hour.
got to book 7.
Yeah, until I got to like book 6 when I started being like, okay, I'm just gonna sit on the couch and listen to this because I gotta
Yeah.
know what happens next.
Yeah.
I also learned that I can't listen to it while going to bed because it's too exciting.
Dreams. That's all I have to say is I do not want those dreams.
And
That
we,
has happened.
and we usually tell people when they're on book 7, this inevitable ruin, like we're like, hey, like clear your schedule. Like you are not going to want to do anything else while you're reading the book. Like you're not going to be able to pull yourself away from it.
Mm-hmm.
No, book 7 is if you weren't already there, it's like you're mainlining drugs at that point because it's highly addictive.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Well,
usually an eye reader, and I have not eye read these. I've only listened read.
Mm-hmm.
So we just picked up the first hardcover, so we're going to see how that goes because that was actually the reason I didn't like Lit RPG was I felt it was clunky to read, and even as a MMORPG player, it was clunky for me. That when I listened to it, it didn't have the clunkiness, but the guy that I had tried before wasn't at Matt's level. I'll just say that.
Mm.
So we're
I
gonna
can see
try.
that. Also, now that you have the physical books, are you aware of or have you read the Pineapple Cabaret chapters?
We have not, but we're obviously now very aware of the Pineapple Cabaret. So,
Yes.
well, we have a recap episode, so we're not reading it, but we're just telling you what happens as like a high level overview. That's one of
ooh,
our first episodes of season 2. That is our most listened to episode.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to check that out, that is something that's available to you.
Yep. And we did that because not everyone has the money or the ability to go out and buy 7 books just for the sake of being able to read one chapter
true.
out of each of those. So, we understand that, okay, you've already spent the money to buy 7 audiobooks. You're not going to go and spend the money for 7 physical books just to get a little bit of bonus content. But those chapters were meant to be a standalone story, and they still mostly are, but the Pineapple Cabaret becomes very relevant. And this is maybe a little spoiler territory, but I feel like we're a little past that. They do become relevant in book 8. And so that's
Got
why
it.
we decided to do a recap episode covering Pineapple Cabaret.
Well, we told one of our friends, like, hey, you can come over to our house and like sit on our couch and read it. And like we were at brunch and he just goes, oh, all 7 books ordered. Here we go.
That was
He has
really
a spending
great.
problem.
Oh, well, there we go. I had an Audible membership, and I had lots of credits that I had not spent. So suddenly it was like, use credit, use a credit, use a credit, use credits. Thankfully, we had enough credits, but I just want to suggest to anybody who is out there that wants to get to read the end, go listen to their episode, but also go to your local library because I'm betting they have copies of the book because it was a New York Times bestseller. They're probably going to have them. You may not be able to get them quickly, but try that because I think that might be the place where you could figure it out.
Just out of curiosity, I'm going to pull up my Libby real quick while we're doing other things and see what the wait time is.
Oh,
Yeah.
good times.
They do get checked out. But also, if your local library does not have them, you can usually ask, and they will order the book and bring it into their library.
And then other crawlers can use it too.
Mm-hmm.
This is
So,
actually a lot less than I thought, but we are DeKalb County residents here in Georgia, and there is 30 copies in use and 39 people are waiting in.
that's not too bad. That could be a lot worse. I mean,
I thought it was going to be a lot worse.
let's be honest. And you might go down there and you might just find what you're looking for at the library at that time, but probably not. But you can always try it out. So yeah, we haven't read them yet, but we now know we need to. So I'm gonna go listen to your podcast though, because that will help me until I can afford to buy all those books. Because hardcovers, I mean, and just what is it? The second book is finally now coming out in paperback, or the
Yeah,
third? I
so
can't remember which.
no dig on anyone. I'm not sure the paperback books are that much cheaper. Being honest,
Yeah,
but
I don't know. The paperback does have the chat in it, I think so. Because I remember
Mhm.
looking to double check and make sure that it did. So, um,
yeah.
so now that we've gone down lots of bunny trails, so how long have you been doing the podcast for?
We've been doing it since November of last year. We did have a couple of episodes ready to go when we launched. That was something that I was very paranoid about.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have a friend who strongly believes in that you need to have at least, he wants to have like 6 months banked. I'm like, well, that is nice. That will never happen in my world.
I actually did want to not launch until May. I wanted to start recording with book 8 and start with book 8, and I wanted to have 6 months log. But that was a bit much for Nikki.
Yeah, no, I have to have I have ADHD, so a little dopamine hit.
That's what Nikki was like. Nikki was like, no, I need that
Yeah,
dopamine.
no, we just got to move on. And it's fine. Like, Leanne Lord is a comedian that I've done some panels with. And she said, she was doing a podcast about taking care of her elderly parents. And she said, some weeks I just didn't have the energy. And what she found out was that her audience was okay. They knew that if she missed a week, it was fine. She would be back. And they were there for her when she came back. So
Mhm.
I like to think that people give us grace.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I will say that probably one of our upcoming episodes is not going to be a chapter recap. We're probably going to have a "This is what this year at Dragon Con" being cosplayed as Donut and Carl was like. And this was like kind of the experience because that was our first episode last year. Is what about our experience at Dragon Con made us feel like we needed to start a podcast? So like, I want to do that again. Of like, this is what it felt like this year.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think that there should always be a Dragon Con podcast.
Yeah.
Um, and Earth Station Boo said they had 13 episodes recorded before they went live. And they
That's
still
awesome.
have, yeah, no, that's incredible. Like, that will never happen in my lifetime for anything that I do, unless somebody else is doing it.
Yeah.
But Vintner's right. The real ones will always be there for you. And that's true. The people who enjoy your content are going to be there when it drops. So, what have you found is the most challenging thing about having a podcast?
Just having the wherewithal to sit down and record is
Mhm.
definitely the hardest part. And there's definitely some weeks where we're like, we're going to record on Tuesday. No, we'll move it to Thursday. Man, that was bad. We should pick this up another day. But like, we
Mhm.
are the world's busiest humans. I have no idea why we thought we could add a podcast on top of that, but
Yeah.
we've been trying to make it work. But we just really love it. We love talking about the new color Carl. We have 1,000 stickers for Dragon Con, and I think we're going to get them all out. So
Yay. Let's
I'm
see.
really excited. And do we want
Let's
to go
see. Let's
ahead?
save me one. Let's see. What did they say? It would say,
Royal Court of Princess Donut with our Instagram handle on the bottom.
so awesome.
Yep.
And do we want to go ahead and tell people what we're cosplaying this year?
Ooh.
Um, so there's a meme, which are two Mormon missionaries, and it says at the top, "Do you have a moment to talk about the new crawler, Carl?" So we are dressing up as missionaries. We have custom name tags that one of our fans very kindly printed for us, and we're walking around with signs trying to convert people to the Church of Princess Donut.
Yep.
Well, of
And
course, it's Princess Donut.
and we have 1,000 stickers to give out, but then we also that same friend and fan first became a friend.
Yeah.
Um, and she printed out, I think, like 100 extra of these 3D printed name tags that are meant to look like the missionary name tags. But they say like crawler and then Church of blank, or not blank, but some of them say like Church of Princess Donut, Church of Empress, Church of Iwata.
Well, and I do just want to tell this story really quick because it's so funny. So there was this person who really, really liked our podcast. And when we added her on Facebook, she found out that we had a mutual friend in common. and she messaged that mutual friend a bunch of stuff about Dungeon Crawler Carl and how she felt about the books and stuff like that. And that friend messaged her back and was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And she was like, well, if you're friends with Bri and Nikki, you must have read Dungeon Crawler Carl, right? And like, I just laughed out loud when I heard that because our evangelizing is not that good.
You've got to
We've
work on this,
converted a lot
obviously.
of our friends, but not all of them.
hmm
Well, we expect better proselytizing. Get on that for sure.
Well, it's spreading like wildfire. Like it really is. It's every other week. On Facebook, I'll see a new person I know and someone else that I know posting about it. And like I know I haven't told them about it, so it's getting around like wildfire. And yeah, every other week I see someone like, oh, I'm on book 2 now, and yeah, it's blown up.
It's insane.
hmm
Yeah, I expect that there will maybe be 2 or 3 times more cosplayers for Dungeon Crawler Carl than there were last year.
And if you were there last year, like every
Oh,
other direction you looked, there was a Carl or a donut. Like the Heart Boxers were prolific.
But I think there's going to be a lot more, and there's also a lot more characters than people were dressed up as last year.
hmm
truth. Okay, so you brought up characters, so I'm going to ask my question about the characters in Dungeon Crawler Carl. Outside of Donut and Carl, who is your favorite character?
My favorite is Baroness Victory, which actually surprises people a
Is
lot.
it who is it? I didn't hear you.
Baroness Victory.
Oh, tell
I
us,
think
tell us.
I love her. I really like her whole thing of like, well, I'm here to make sure that you follow the rules, but that interpretation of the rules can get really wishy-washy. And I just like the way that she like kind of lawyers things, where she's like, well, technically I can't tell you to do this, but you could do XYZ. And she, I think, has the best introduction of any character in the series.
Yeah, I really enjoyed her character in the Faction Wars. I thought that her, as you said, that kind of gray area made it really super interesting. So, Nick, what about you?
Oh, probably Quasar or Florin.
Okay.
Yeah, I enjoy both of their characters a lot. Quasar is just such a quotable person. Everything he says is fantastic, and I do love how his character grows over the series. And at first, I do feel like he is just kind of like comic relief as this kooky lawyer that Carl gets stuck with. But he really grows into like a character who helps them out a lot. I mean, without Quasar, they wouldn't have been able to be a team in Faction Wars. It
True.
just wouldn't have been possible. And he really, really cares about them an immense amount and does a lot to help them out. And I know you said besides Carl or Donut, but Carl, I think, would truly be my favorite character because of just how much he cares.
Oh my gosh, he's got such a heart.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, or a lot of like male people, would be like, oh, like he's so badass, he's so cool, but like he just really, really cares so much about everyone. And as someone who is like an empath, and I really care about people and like their feelings and their success, like I just relate to that a lot.
He's a green flag guy.
hmm
I mean, I just think he's wonderful. And I think one of the things that Matt does really well is that everybody has very deep backstories. Like
hmm
Quasar's backstory is just amazing. So that
hmm
it I think it really feeds into his character, but at first you don't think it's there. Like you think, oh, he's a lawyer, he has no depth, whatever. And then all of a
hmm
sudden it's like, oh, okay, there was a lot more there than I thought.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. He had to, get past a lot of prejudice against his race of people. And, he was the first, what are they? No,
Nullians.
Nullians. Yeah. He was the first Nullian to go through law school.
Helped by Baroness Victory.
Mm-hmm. It's
Some
true.
deep lore there.
Um, so yeah, no, I think Go read Dungeon Crawler Crawl if you haven't take anything from this podcast. Go do that and then listen to their podcast. So what has been the best thing? So I asked you what was the most challenging, but what's been the best thing about starting a podcast?
Fans
hmm
telling people about our podcast. It's so great.
I think our favorite thing about being podcasters is saying, "Oh, I have a podcast."
We are those gamers.
It's true because all of a sudden it's like, yes, I have a podcast. It's
hmm
true,
Well,
100%.
then all of a sudden, my crazy ideas about Dungeon Crawler Carl. Oh, really? Well, you must know what you're talking about. Spoiler alert: we do not always know what we're talking about.
No.
Sometimes we're really wrong.
Yeah. But
It's okay.
yeah, engaging with like the community and with people is definitely like our favorite or my favorite part. I would say our favorite part. Um, a lot of the background producing, I think some people enjoy the editing and enjoy the producing side of podcasting.
Bless their
Not
hearts.
us.
Yeah, not me
Yeah.
either. So don't feel bad.
And I'm just sorry, really quick. I got a little thrown off by us not recording at first. There is something else I really needed to hit, which is the Atlanta Donut Holes. I do need to let people know about that.
Yes.
So we do. I cannot take credit for founding it. That goes to my friend Gwen. But we're some of the organizers of it. We do have an Atlanta Dungeon Crawler Crawl group that has monthly meetups. Usually
What?
Yes, usually at the Viking Alchemist Meadery. But we have tried a couple of different locations around town, just to try to hit more people geographically because Atlanta's such a big place.
Oh my God, we're so big.
But we do have a monthly meetup, which is the Atlanta Donut Holes. You can find us on Facebook, and we do have an event this Saturday, which is a pre-Dragon Con costume contest. So
Oh,
if
that's
you
right.
Yeah, so if you want to dry run your costume and make sure that everything's working out like you intended, it's comfortable wearing it. We are having a costume contest with very shitty prizes. I did the prizes; they aren't good. This is for bragging rights, absolutely. But we're doing that Saturday at 4 at the Viking Alchemist Meadery.
Love the meadery. Love the Falcon. I can't speak anymore. Viking Alchemist Meadery.
Mhm.
Vintner does say that we all need a shirt that says "Ask us about our podcast."
Absolutely.
Yes.
So let's get on that. But I did link over to the Facebook group. It's Dungeon Crawler Carl colon. I think that's what the 2 dots is. I was not an English major, ladies and gentlemen. Atlanta Donut Holes. And you can go over there and join. I am actually a member. Yes, I am. Good for me. And then this event is linked in their events, I'm going to bet.
hmm
Yes.
Yes,
Should
Creative
be.
Horrible costume contest. And it's this Saturday at 4 p.m.
Yep.
hmm
So if you're listening to this live, you know this. So please press and tell everybody about it.
And
So
speaking, oh,
no,
sorry.
go
I
ahead.
was just going to say, speaking of shirts, we actually have a shirt that I designed and created,
Ooh.
and it is for sale on Etsy. And so far to date, nobody has bought one. So if you want to be the very first person to buy our shirt,
Let's
you
fix
will
that,
have a
people.
special place in our hearts forever.
And it's on our link tree.
Yes.
I was ready to
On the
say,
link
is it-
tree, you can find a link to our Etsy.
Let me throw that link back up there for everybody. I've got to find it first. There we
I
are.
also
So
learned
go there.
that your art will get stolen like that because
Oh.
our art was stolen and reposted on other shirt sites within 5 hours of it getting posted online.
No.
hmm I don't know
People
if they
are
sold any.
bad. People are bad. That's what I'm going to say. So it's oh my, can we have merch? And I just went there and I don't see anything.
Oh,
So
no.
I'm over on Etsy because this is, we try to throw things up as we're doing them here. So it has your shop, the Apocalypse Pod, but I don't see anything for sale. There's no items.
That might be
So
why we haven't sold any.
so that's, you know what, we're here to tell people it's okay when you forget to hit the go live button, and that it's okay. We find the glitches in the universe. So
Maybe they got delisted because I hadn't maybe I need to like renew them or something. I don't know.
He's going to figure it out and pop it back up there so that when y'all go to buy a T-shirt, you can find
It's
it.
an
Better
it's
known
an
as I can
after
find
problem.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's a
I'm gonna
problem.
fix this right now.
No, and that's what I would want to do too. I'd be like, yeah, let's do it right now. And I'd be like, no, Tyra, back away from the keyboard. Sorry, just checked on my dog. By the way, Dobby says hello, but he's sleeping. And I haven't had a cat come and join us yet, which is shocking. Now, one thing that's true. Okay, I'm sorry, everybody who is only listening. There is a cat on the screen, and it is as dark as night. What is that sweet baby's name?
This is Salem.
It's
Mm-hmm.
Salem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which we
I
also
love
have
that.
we also have a show cat that we rescued. But she's a little bit more camera shy than he is. We have a snowshoe Siamese who is very
Ooh,
much a Princess Donut cat.
Mm-hmm.
how
Well,
sweet.
in spirit, not in looks. She's a Siamese, not a Persian.
Oh, I don't have a Persian, but I have a tortoiseshell.
Aw,
And
I love
she
torties.
yeah, she has a tortitude. Trust me. She hates her sister. She like will wait, sneak up on her and just bat her. I'm like, well, she did nothing to you, Miss Torty. And then my tuxedo cat, we wonder why she has fight or flight issues. I have no idea. So she's on Prozac. So that's my tuxedo because tuxedos are crazy. Nobody told me that. Just so everybody knows, tuxedo
Well, that's
cats are
great.
crazy. Um, so what's next in your world? So we got Dragon Con coming up. What are you looking forward to most at Dragon Con?
The photo shoot, which is going to be like so insane that like I can't even begin to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
But we're volunteering with that.
Yeah, we're volunteering to help with the photo shoot. There's a planning meeting, an in-person planning meeting this upcoming weekend that we're going to be at. They are expecting 800 to 1,000 people
Mm.
in
I think that
costume,
number's low.
and that's people that are registered to attend to actually be in the photo shoot in costume.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's like in discussion that they're going to ask people who are not participating in the photo shoot to not just come and like hang out to watch because
Right.
there's not going to be enough space in the area where it's being hosted at.
Yeah, because it's not
Um,
a big space, people.
yeah, it's at the, well, I don't know if I should say where it's going to be at.
It's
I don't.
okay. Everybody knows. It's at the Hilton, isn't it? It's at the Hilton.
Yeah, it's at the steps at the Hilton, which is
Yeah.
a popular photo shoot spot. But I think they're predicting it's going to be one of the largest photo shoots in all of Dragon Con history.
I won't be surprised. I mean,
Yeah, which I'm not going to wade into the Eagle Eye bookstore controversy. But I will say that they had 10K people who were on their website trying to, you know, get tickets to the event. So if there were 10K people trying to get tickets, I think 3,000 people cosplaying is like a pretty fair bet.
yeah. I mean, my husband is sourcing heart trunks right now, except for he's getting shorts. Like they're shorts
Mhm.
that look like boxers. So he's doing that. He's like trying to figure out how I can do those knee pads. I'm like, well, we have a 3D printer, honey. Uh, we
That's what I
can
did.
we could print the part. Yes. The love of 3D printing. Can we just say that a good printer will keep your marriage safe? A bad printer could destroy it. Not that I know
Yeah.
this.
Last year I got actual metal stud spikes that were 2 inches long, which are badass, but very stabby and
Hmm.
hard to actually keep affixed to the knee pads. And I was definitely trying to like not stab people all last year. So I got some 3D printed that are much more reasonable and less aggressive.
Somebody posted online that they were going to try to make place spikes, and I was like, I don't usually tell people on the internet they're wrong, but like, please God, do not try to do that. That is going to be a disaster.
Mm-hmm. Like, they'll break.
They'll break. They're too hard.
Mm.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
how are they going to stick on the knee pad?
Like-
So many things could go wrong there.
Lots of things could go wrong.
A lot of people have done foam.
Yeah, no, I could see foam. I could see like 3D printing them and then cutting holes in the knee pad to put them through that way so you could keep them where they would stay. But I think in the book, when he gets them, he says something about not wanting to stab himself when he scratches his leg. And I thought, yeah, totally. Like, so I think you're pretty brave for wearing metal spikes. And that if you got out of that without being damaged, good times.
I got damaged.
It was the other people that I was worried about more so. Yeah.
Stop stabbing your wife. Not good.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait for Dragon Con, and I can't wait to see what happens with Dungeon Crawler Carl and the photo shoot, but I'm going to have to find out from you because I'm going to be a good person and not go to that insanity because I would run screaming underneath a desk. So I do want to tell... Go ahead.
I was just going to say I'm a little worried about how many people might be there, especially because Matt is going to be there too, and it's going to be a lot.
That could be crazy. Oh, I was this shy of being on a panel with him, and it didn't happen. So I'm super disappointed.
I'm sorry.
I know.
Aw.
I was like, keep me on the panel because he might be on it, and then he's not. So I'm like, oh, fine.
Aw.
So I'm very disappointed, but I'll be stalking him someplace, I promise. Our friend Casey Morris, she is doing Creator Myth versus Marketing Reality. It's Saturday at 4 p.m. over in the Digital Media Track. And then her other panel is on Saturday at 5:30. No, at 5:30, and it is what you actually need to start creating. So you can look her up, Casey Morris, and then Digital Media Track. You can catch all those type of panels. Well, hello there. You want to come say hi? No, that was what she just said to me. So Leia has entered the room, but go catch her at those. And since who knew we had a mutual friend?
Right?
So are you glad you started a podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely Dragon Con is the payoff for us, and we're really excited about it.
Well, I can't wait to hear what happens and how you get rid of all those stickers. I ordered 50 and I ordered 100 and I thought that was a lot. So can't wait to see what you do. Are you okay?
Well,
Please do not step on the controls. Okay.
Well,
yes, that's a
we
microphone.
have a guerrilla marketing plan with them, which is, here, would you like a sticker? Yes. I will give you 2 stickers, but you have to put the other one somewhere.
Ooh.
You got to tag something with it. So a little bit of guerrilla warfare marketing.
It works. I have my own guerrilla warfare marketing. Her name is Leia, and she likes sticking her tail in podcast and Teams meetings. She did that earlier today.
As she should.
I know. She goes to all my husband's Teams meetings. So she saw me on one and she's like, oh, I need to join. There's people on the screen. So she saw you and went, yes, bring them on. They're my people now. So if anybody was going to be Princess Donut in this house, it would be her. So let me see if I got, yes, there we are. So don't forget Linktree, Princess Posse with 2 E's. Go see them. Go listen to The Apocalypse will be podcasted on all your podcast networks. And for somebody who's starting a podcast, what would be, as we go out of here, what would be your best piece of advice for getting started?
Do not start unless you have 10 episodes recorded.
Well,
Scott Moore would love you.
Also, you just got to do it. Like, don't think about it too hard. Just get yourself a decent microphone for like $40. You can get a lot of different editing software for free or like $10 a month.
Yep.
And just record an episode and see how it goes.
No, it's true. I think that I'm actually doing, this is the second year I think I'm doing it, a panel on, let me find it. Done is better than perfect, thawing your creative freeze. Because I think a lot of us use perfection as a reason not to do something or not to publish. So hit the publish button. It's okay. Nobody's perfect. But I know that the apocalypse is as perfect as it can be for an apocalypse. That is. So.
We try.
So Nick and Bri, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to go listen to your pineapple wrap up episode because I definitely need that. And thank you guys for joining us. I'm going to let them talk about where all you can find them and your Facebook group and all that. So get prepared. Here comes your promo slot. Next week on BAT, we have Nick Lyle. They will be here talking about mental health, voice acting, and how life takes interesting turns as you rock along. So that's going to be August 18th. And August 25th, we have Dana M. from Danique Cosplay is what you may also know about her. She is awesome, has some wonderful podcasts. We're going to be talking to her the week after that. And then our Station Boo will close us out before Dragon Con on September 1st, where who knows what the two of us will talk about. It. Yeah. Be afraid, everybody. It's going to be great. So thanks for joining us, and tell everybody where you'd like them to go to do all that engagement and catching up with you.
Well, the good news is that if you just Google "The Apocalypse Will Be Podcasted," we do come up. So that makes things a lot easier. We do have our link tree on the screen. But,
Yes.
Really,
you can find us on Instagram at Apocalypse Will Be Podcasted. You can find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify under The Apocalypse Will Be Podcasted. You can find us on Etsy at theapocalypsepod.etsy.com. And our primary hosting platform is RSS. So that's rss.com/podcast/The Apocalypse Will Be Podcasted. But like Bri said, if you Google The Apocalypse Will Be Podcasted, there is a helpful AI summary that comes up talking about us. So very easy to find.
yeah,
Oh my
and-
gosh, that's amazing. That I'm very, as a marketer, I'm very super proud of you.
But yeah, and definitely, I want to say that the Atlanta donut holes are not our thing. Like, we help out with it, but it's really about the community. And what I love about Dragon Con so much is that we have such an amazing base locals group, and I love the Dragon Con locals. They're some of my favorite people, and the Dungeon Crawler Carl Atlanta locals are also some of my favorite people. And you can find them at the donut holes.
Yes.
Being a longtime Dragon Con local, there's something about dragon people. I mean, there just is.
We've gone to a few more conventions since Dragon Con last year to kind of go out and like meet people and see what the con circuit's like. And wow, Dragon Con is unique.
Yes.
And it's interesting because we don't drink. I'm actually one of the admins of the Dragon Con sober group.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And it is just wild to me because like we don't drink, but like the drinking adds something that doesn't exist like other places. It really does. Just
It's
like
a party.
kind of the party culture, and also that things go so late. Like we went to MegaCon in Orlando, which is a huge con. It has like 200K people, and everything ends at 7:00 at night. And we were like, is there like some part of the schedule we're missing? What's going on? Why is there only like 10 panels? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't ask this question, and I should have. Was Dragon your first con?
Yeah.
I first went to Dragon Con when I was 11,
Oh, good parents.
21-ish years ago.
Okay.
And then AWA MomoCon. I went to the very first MomoCon.
Yay! Back in the Georgia Tech days.
I think I technically went to MomoCon first.
Yeah,
So-
Dragon's not like anything else.
No. So I have learned.
No, I've been to a lot of cons. Actually wrote a paper, an academic paper on Dragon Con.
Oh, wow.
So I can academically tell you there are no other cons in the world like Dragon Con. And can assure you of that. But it is wholly unique. And one of the things Pat wanted was to always be able to get to a bar or get to a party or be able to be with people. And that's one of the reasons why it's never moved to the World Congress Center. And I'm like, you don't want this at the World Congress Center because it will shut down.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
it
there's
wouldn't be possible at this point.
no, we do need another hotel with conference space. So, work on that, Atlanta. And I just got scared because Earth Station Boo just said it's 22 days and 19 hours, and I have so much content to put out for the digital track. And then she said, one year I legit got to the hotel at 5:30 a.m. for a rave and watched a cosplay run group meetup to go run. They ran? What, in Georgia? Are they nuts?
Wow. Yeah, we go to like some camping festivals, like art camping festivals and stuff, and sometimes people like get up and run at like 6 in the morning, and I'm like, "What are you trying to prove right now?"
You, it's hot, people. Like, I will not cosplay it. Like, I'll occasionally cosplay at Dragon Con. I've been trying to come up with a donut costume. So, but there's sun, and my husband like wears the full Jedi Obi-Wan robes thing, and I'm like,
Mhm.
how are you even? I would be on the floor dead. I'm just saying. I'm just no. But so run, and though she said the sun wasn't even really up. Well, in Georgia, that's the only time to run, in my opinion. And if I'm
Yeah.
running, it is the apocalypse. Take off, people, please.
Agreed.
But go do try out some of your local cons too. I think that there's something different about them that Dragon. There's nothing like Dragon, and every dragon is different, as I always say. But local cons, there's a sweetness to them.
Hmm.
So, well, thank you guys for joining us. I can't wait to listen to more of the Apocalypse Must Be podcasted. And I'm glad you came up with a podcast. And I'm going to track you down and get a sticker. And as Vintner said, see y'all at con. So y'all
Y'all at
take care.
con.
Bye,
Thanks, Tyra.
y'all.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.